to episode 37 of the Full-Time Banter Show. You're here once again with the Oreo of fantasy football, going to give you a dunk into the world of things that are FPL. Now, I know what you're thinking. All my life you've been worried about these doubles and blanks, that there's no way back. Well, don't worry, because we're here to help. You're here with me, the man who's been on the long road to ruin, because of the only one that can make me feel like this. But don't worry, because I've still got my monkey wrench. Liam. And to my right, he's got it.
I've got it.
To my right, the man who's going to help you if you're learning to fly within the world of FPL. There goes my hero, and yours. It's Tarek.
Hey.
And on my left, the man I was getting a bit worried that he was going to be DOA, but it's okay, because he's just a bit of a pretender. It's Riz. So, this is a call to join us as we aim to help you break out of your FPL rut and have success for an ever long time. What is happening, boys?
It's all good, nice to have Riz back.
Cheers guys,
Yeah.
nice to be
Did
back.
you guess the band?
I did, I got it early this time, because one of my favourite bands is the Foo Fighters.
What's the Foo Fighters?
Yes. There goes my hero. But yeah, it's been a fun couple of weeks in FPL. Not just otherwise, but FPL particularly. Yeah, exciting. So, we've got a jam-packed show. We want to try and finish it early. We're filming earlier because apparently there's some match going on. These guys want to watch Barcelona, so big fans. Some kid called Messi. Yeah. So we're going to try and crack on. There's been exciting news in the FTB top 10. Take it away.
Thanks, great mates. Okay, all changed this week. At number 10, we've got the Steam team, Stephen Tierney, Chugga, Yum, with 1,963 points. Then in 8th place, moving up this week, is Tabdili Mohammed Fasim, doing a fantastic job without Tarek's help. He doesn't need it, he doesn't want it. At number 8 is Sebi Simsini with 1982, great year for music, as was the next year, 1983 in 7th place, with Bill City FC, Billy Mottram. Down to 6 this week, Ben Caesar and the Wenger Inboys with 1994. Up to 5 this week, the Mighty Reds Wannabes Andrew Mercer with 2009 points. Bit of a jump then to 4th with Ali Aubameyang to the Sissoko Rapi with 2,024 points. Then, all change at the top, joint 2nd place this week, Utah Academy Gulshan Jane, 2,049 points, and also down to 2nd this week from 1st in a run that equals Brian Adams plus Web Get Wets, Gunning San Santos Ganakiri, and Garpatron, Gary Watson storming into 1st place this week with 2,055 points, a 65-point haul, setting the cat amongst the pigeons, guys.
Oh yes, for sure. For sure, yeah. Santos Ganakiri, commiserations, my friend. Competitively, I slightly resented him. But, I'm not getting nowhere close, so it's a shame he was up there since game week 5 when he did actually knock me off. Yeah. So that's a long time ago. That's, I thought I was going to win it.
Nearly 30 weeks up top,
It is, yeah, so well done.
Well.
And Tabdili, Mohammed Wasim still doing well in the top 10. Okay, right, can't get the Wi-Fi to work, but never mind. We don't need it. Let's crack on. Lowest scorer this week is BMA FC, Ben Ocamp. Ocamp? I don't know if he's French. But he's 56th, 1,746 points in total, and he only amassed a very weak 13 points. Yeah, unlucky for him. I had a look at his game week history. He is actually still active, still playing. Looks like he played his wild card in 31, or a free hit, but he made a lot of transfers. Made 2 transfers in 32, but then did nothing in 33.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if he's gone off on holiday or what. But yeah, shame about that, Ben. Keep going strong. Decent team, so let's see how you do in the doubles.
Yes.
Highest scorer.
I think it should be Liam's done this.
Some random guy.
Be fitting.
Yeah.
To do this.
Highest scorer this week is Macaroons FC, Miguel.
What?
TJ
What?
Macaroons.
No way.
87 points for the week, taking a minus 20, was it, my friend? Which is, so technically it's 67. So,
Technically not yet. Let's not get bogged down with the details.
So he's done very well this week, 87 points. Points across the board, captaincy of Vardy and Hazard into the mix as well. Can't really fault it. Well done, mate.
It's, he's, what Miguel's like. Miguel with his banter. He was actually trying to help you with this team. He's really taken the Michael. He's trying to help you, and so you could get back ahead of him. God knows why. Apparently, you're his favourite presenter.
Well, you know, it's just what I do. I can't.
Anyway, well done, Miguel.
Well done, son.
Chufties, yeah, you did really well there. Let's see how you do. I mean, because that is a bit stroke of luck taking a -20 and still getting that score. So yeah, hats off. Fair enough, Miguel. And let's look at ours. I did reasonably well, 67. Vardy came through. Tielemans was my transfer, so fairly happy, you know. But had it not been for my captaincy choice, it could have been a fairly poor week. But finally, after 5 weeks, I finally got some green arrows. I moved up one place to 16th. Well, I don't know how many places I moved up, but up to 16th. 1905 total. Up 46k to 164.5. And prior to Hazard getting his brace, it was actually around about 120. So very disappointed about Hazard. And in game week 32, because we were on the Wednesday when City were playing, so we didn't catch up on that. I got 78 points in game week 32, which was still a red arrow because other people were getting hundreds. Liam.
Yep, so much the same as T. Like I said last week, took another -4, brought Vardy in to get 69 points this week. Snigger. And yeah, best one I've done for a while, to be honest. Inspired with the Leicester boys. I didn't really want to bring them in because of Rodgers, but I think I'm going to have to put my anger aside, like I did with Pogba for a while. And yeah, like Teague said, until Hazard coming good, I was buzzing. I was like, just the one player that I didn't want, the one player that I didn't want to do anything, and then he scored 2.
Emotions.
He trolled us, but not in the way we expected, which was a bit of a mistake. So 69 points, up to 60th in the league. I was 57th in our league at one point, I think.
Right.
1,727 points, up 352k overall to 1.4 mil, which is a damn good jump.
He's on your case, Miguel. Only 10
On
places.
your tails, motherfucker.
We're going to talk about Hazard a little later on because Miguel did send in a whole rack of questions. Most of them we're going to cover. But basically the talk this week is about our wildcard team because if you didn't know, Miguel knows because he said he's wildcarding in 35, so hopefully going to be useful for you, Miguel. We are wildcarding this week. We've already hit the button. We've been riding the price changes. Wildcarding in 34 so that we can bench boost in 35, Miguel, with all those teams, all those players who have 2 games. Yeah, that's with smart cookies, you know. Not just a pretty face. Yeah, so just to run you in again then, if you're not familiar, if you haven't been watching, game week 34, Brighton actually have a double game week. They are playing Bournemouth and Cardiff also have a double game week, are playing Burnley and Brighton. So just quick address on that, because we're going to look at the players from the double game week teams, in particular the goalkeepers. But Riz just threw one in there that I hadn't considered. In terms of players, and take it away, Riz. What was he going to
Yeah, I mean, the obvious one's the keeper, Etheridge, but Camarasa, midfielder, at 4.5 from Cardiff. I think a lot of people are being a bit kind of like dismissive on it, and kind of like missing the trick there, given how well he's done of late.
True.
He can get a goal or 2 as well.
Penalty saver as well, Etheridge.
Yeah, Etheridge as well. Etheridge is a good shout. He's a specialist there. But Camarasa especially can attack and score some worldies. So at 4.5, it's
definitely, because a lot of people are getting on the Brighton players, Duffy and Dunk especially, Matt Ryan the goalkeeper. Not heard anyone mention Ryan Murray's name. I just put that in there for you, especially for you.
Knockout, innit? That's another one that they mentioned.
Knockout, yeah. But I mean, don't all of these players ordinarily in any given game week, even against Huddersfield, I wouldn't give them a consideration. So
I think Knockout's got 2 goals this season, or something.
So there's no reason I'm jumping on any Brighton players during their double, because they've actually got a double. They play the double in 34, Bournemouth and Cardiff. And then in 35, they play
Wolves and Tottenham
away. So they've got the first 2 home games in 34 and then 2 away games in 35. And Brighton, what have they done all season? Convince me, do I need their players? Why do I need their players?
I've got Duffy, but only because I already have him.
Right. How's it done for you?
I don't know, to be honest. I think he's just been milling around.
On your bench?
Yeah, probably. Not doing much. I think Brighton have had a weird season, haven't they? They've sort of, at times they've had a lot of promise, and then they've gone off the boil, and it's been like 3 games off kind of thing. So it just depends what sort of run they're in, if they're in a good run or a bad run.
Yeah. I mean, Brighton's biggest problem is attacking wise, apart from Murray, goal scorer, and Knockout has not really had a great season. Everything else seems to be in dribs and drabs. There's no consistency. As good as Chris Hutton's been with keeping them there in the Premiership, just been inconsistent. I mean, they did that semi-final with City recently and held their own, obviously 1-0, but even then it's not worth considering players coming in and stuff like that.
I'm just not sold on Brighton, and here's a tip for you on the double game weeks. We're talking about what I mentioned last week, lessons learned from the game week 32 double, is that there was a lot of rotation, and not to end up tripling up now on players that you're going to be stuck with, because there's not a lot of weeks left. You want to capitalise on the easier fixtures, so don't triple up on Brighton players, definitely not. But while we're speaking of Etheridge and Camarasa and Cardiff, we may as well start with the keepers. So we won't show you our wildcard team yet, we'll run through that later. But just to give you a quick rundown of the fixtures in double game week 35, so not this coming game week 34, the one after that. City play Tottenham at home and United away. Tottenham play City away and then Brighton at home. Arsenal against Palace at home, then Wolves away. United away to Everton, then home to City. Wolves home to Brighton, home to Arsenal. Watford away to Huddersfield, home to Southampton. Southampton away to Newcastle, and then away to Watford. And Brighton, as we've said, away to Wolves and away to Tottenham. So here then, we'll start with the keepers, since we were speaking about Etheridge and I hadn't considered him. Because I've got this table, a couple of tables. I'm going to put this one up for you first. In fact, I'll put this smaller one, the one with the fixtures for all the players. I got these tables. I've got to give credit to a guy on Twitter going by the name of Lego Mane. Yeah, he's come up with these.
Lego Mane.
Lego Mane, yeah. And here he's got all the double game week goalkeepers, you'll notice, apart from he hasn't included Etheridge. Yeah, everybody's dismissing Cardiff, and I'm rooting for the underdog now because nobody's giving them anything. But these keepers, and he's given you their fixtures. I'll put it up on here for you guys so it's a bit easier for you to see. There we go. All their fixtures until the end of the season. Yeah. So obviously the lighter the box, the easier the fixture. So running through there, I don't know if you had a chance to look through it earlier. We obviously need 2 keepers. Yeah. So looking through these here, first one that stood out to me was Angus Gunn. Yeah.
Brother of Billy.
Yeah, Billy Gunn. I heard the reference earlier today. I don't know who it is.
Russell.
No idea. Yeah, that's why I didn't get
Ass
it.
man.
That's why I didn't get it. But yeah, Angus Gunn has the easiest. Well, not the easiest, but has no difficult fixtures, no red fixtures against any of the top 6 teams. And
The favourable fixtures.
Yeah, I've already brought him in on my wild card, and alongside him, I've already brought in Leno of Arsenal, who also don't have any top 6 fixtures. But based on their
Away from.
I was going to say, it's 4 away games.
4 away games out of the last 6, so I'm having doubts about Leno. So let's have a look then. Next table. This is a very good one, very comprehensive. Hopefully you'll be able to see this. And also, quick tip for you if you're watching these videos, what I used to do when there's useful information like this on screen, screenshot it and save it so you can have a look back and reference it. But here Lego Mane again has paired up all the possible combinations for the keepers and their fixtures, and he's given you the price of each fixture, of each pairing as well, and how many fixtures they have of each type, yeah, alongside the right hand side. So how many red fixtures, FDR 4+ against the top 6, and how many of the rest. So peruse at your leisure, and likewise yourself, because for me, even though I've activated the wildcard, nothing's in concrete yet, which we'll talk about later, but hand over to you guys. Any thoughts immediately on that? I've spoken enough already.
But the first thing, there's no Pickford. He's not put Pickford in or anything.
He hasn't, which you highlighted earlier in the chat, because, and who was the other keeper he didn't put in there? Gaeta from Crystal Palace, who are both red hot in form. Pickford is actually the informed keeper right now at 4.9 million. The reason they haven't been included is because neither of them has a double game week.
Yeah.
So that is possibly something for you to weigh up, whether, and quite rightly for you guys to point out, is it worth having a single game week informed player over the likes of, say, Matt Ryan, who people are expecting might get a clean sheet, but hopefully might get 2 3-pointers, which equals 1 clean sheet. That's something for you to think about.
Pondering it. It's definitely pondering. I think the biggest thing that stands out for me, based on the goalkeepers there at the moment, is every team that's on there, or every goalkeeper that's on there, they've got something to play for.
Right, definitely,
barring
yes.
maybe with the exception of Watford keeper or Foster, later with Arsenal, top 4, Southampton, potential obviously trying to finalise relegation and start away from that. Lloris as well, Champions League. City, Edison going in for the title. So in between all that, it's pretty interesting to have a look at. Obviously, with the exceptions of Foster and Ryan, you could say be dismissive, but then again they've got them double game weeks, which could be potential. But the risk of rotation for goalkeepers for the teams that got something to play for, probably be a safer bet to stick with them because there's very, very little chance of them being rotated.
Yeah.
So that would be my opinion on that.
Before you give us your thoughts, Liam, I just want to give you the remaining fixtures for Pickford, for Everton. Next up in game week 34, they've got Fulham away. Then they've got United at home, Crystal Palace away, Burnley at home, and then Spurs away, last game of the season. So, not the best, but not the worst fixtures.
No.
If you got him in as one of your pairings, I'm thinking, instead of Leno, play him in 34 against Fulham.
Yeah.
And then play Angus Gunn in 35, whoever he's got coming up.
Newcastle.
Newcastle away and Watford away.
Yeah.
Possible, very good, but carry on, Liam.
Yeah, just as a general point, I think it's interesting because my team at the minute is Alisson is my keeper. I've set it and forget it all season. But there's no mention of Alisson at all, and that he's banged out of form, isn't he?
He is out of form, and also he's a single game player.
So looking at these, Lloris is in decent nick at the minute, isn't he?
He's
saved another penalty yesterday in the Champions League.
But it's interesting. I think Gunn is definitely the standout. Looking at them, I would kind of fancy Ryan for the first, because they've got 2 double game weeks. But I had him at the start of the season, and I was a bit reluctant to go back. A bit like Pickford, he's in great form now, but I had him at the start of the season. I don't really want to go back because you just kick yourself. Actually, that could have been alright if I'd stayed with them. It's a tricky one, isn't it? I don't know.
It is a tricky one to think about, one to mull over. No, you don't have to put anything down in concrete.
That's alright.
Sleep on it, mate. Peruse, have a think about it, weigh up the options. Likewise with you. Up next then, I'm going to put up both myself and Liam's wildcard team as it currently stands. So again, it's a work in progress. I'm not going to finalise anything, I'll admit, until tomorrow night, possibly Friday evening, but here, again, warning for you, this game week, the deadline is Friday night again.
Yes, Miguel, pay attention.
Yeah, first game.
Pay attention.
First game Friday night is
No, pay
Leicester.
attention to what Tariq is saying. This is not set in stone.
Alright.
You'll be having another message to Tariq.
Yeah, Leicester and Newcastle, I think, is a Friday night fixture. So deadline is Friday night. So tomorrow night, Thursday night, is when I might be finalising things. But have a look.
Party time.
Both our wildcard teams as they stand, and yours, Liam, is the one on the left, isn't it, with Alisson in goal. Mine is the one with I chucked Gaita in there just as an experiment. Not to say I'm going to go with him. Gaita and Gunn, that's my team. But talk us through. In fact, we'll do it this way. We're going to go through the teams who've got the fixtures, the double game week fixtures, and then talk about the potential players you might want to look at and the ones we're looking at. So first up, then, the biggest one, Man City.
Sterling is the only one I've got, partially due to budget constraints because they are so damn expensive. All the defence, it pisses me off, and they're all injured as well. You can't predict who's going to fucking play or not be wrapped up in bloody bubble wrap. So it's Sterling for me. That was pretty much a given. I've avoided him all season. Going to get him in now, and with the injury last night to a certain someone, Aguero is looking very favourable to be brought in as well for me, which will then free up extra funds.
Yeah. With
Edison as well, sorry.
myself, oh, you,
Edison may be going into net for Alisson.
okay, yeah, so yeah,
Just
so
on the
another
keeper
possible keeper for you as
Yeah.
well, because their double game fixtures aren't the best. There's no way of gauging this now because City have got Tottenham at home in game week 35, and then United away. So is he going to keep the clean sheet? But anyway, with
Is there a
myself,
Champions League in between though?
what's that?
Is there a Champions League in between though?
I think there is.
I think so.
I think the league game is
League
after the two
games.
Champions League games, isn't it?
Word.
Yeah.
Because that just throws a cat someone's opinion with
Yeah.
proper rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it, exactly. So in my squad, you can see I've got Sterling there initially, but I'm leaning towards, again, thinking about the rotation that's going to happen. I'm thinking about KDB
Yeah.
as being more of a solid starter, maybe. Yeah, KDB, and he's cheaper, and he's slowly getting back into form.
About 9.7, is it?
He
Something like that?
is something like that.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to ask me that.
He-
That's
That's fine, I think
why.
I
Just
think
believe
he
it,
is.
believe it, it's
Yeah,
9.7. You can
He
believe.
is.
Is he?
Believe.
KDB, De Bruyne, 9.7.
Seven, yes,
He
yes.
is, yeah. Cheaper than Sterling, who's 11.5. Yeah. So I'm thinking of going that way, going KDB, risking. He's possibly got a lower point ceiling, but you don't know what's going to happen with Sterling because again, like the last double game week, he did play one, and then the second one, what did he do? I captained him.
Yeah.
I captained him and he did nothing, and his Aguero got the haul, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question then.
Go for it.
Genuine question, which is kind of like on my mind. So you guys said you're going to wildcard 34. Yeah. 35 is double game week.
Yeah.
So would it make a difference, considering if you're going to play a bench boost, as to who you've got within that team from different top 6 teams, etc.? Because if they're going to be rotated, likelihood is they probably play one game, they're on your bench, you're going to get your bench boost points. How much of an impact would that play? Because at the moment, I can't really see...
Well, no, if they're on our bench...
But you said you could play in bench boost in double game week.
Yeah. Yeah, but if they're on their bench for their team, they're not getting any
Well,
points, are
well,
they?
that's what I'm saying. So if you're looking at playing the players
Yeah.
within your teams,
Yeah.
would it really be that hard a decision to make whether they miss one game or not?
Well, this is what I'm saying. What we said on last week's video as well is the strategy now is with the double game week is to try and prioritise the first game. I think that's where pick the players who are going to play that first game because second game is likely going to be a rotation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I kind of half get what you're saying. But the bench in 35 is going to have, in my case anyway, some of the
Fine.
cheaper players,
Okay.
yeah, but we're still going to have 2 games and most.
Because I was just thinking in terms of actual, if I were to do it in a way, like if I still had a team, I would probably think, looking at double game weeks prior to this, where are players who get like a cameo of 20 minutes, they'll play like the full first game, they're likely to play like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the second game and what damage they've done, and I would probably gamble based on minutes played in double game weeks rather than the risk of rotation. I'd probably go that way with my mindset.
Yeah, I know what you mean, yeah. And that's why I'm thinking
Yeah.
De Bruyne.
They're just chucking stuff out there for you to give you the
No, it's exactly
it's
right.
just hard enough already.
Because that's why I'm thinking De Bruyne instead of Sterling, because Sterling I think will get a one full game and then a complete rest or 10
I agree with
at
you.
the end,
I
rather
think
than-
since De Bruyne has come back from injury, he's been brilliant, and I think that's worth a shot.
if he gets 2 games at 60 minutes each, I think that's better possibly.
I think, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So that's my thinking behind that. Laporte I had in, but I think I might get rid of him to accommodate, because I'm thinking of going, as you can see from my team, I want to try and go heavy in midfield. Yeah. So the others not concrete anyway. But let's move on. We're running out of time. We're still too long on one team. Tottenham. Kane got injured. Who are we replacing him with?
Aguero.
Most likely Aguero, who I had in, transferred out for Kane. Yeah. Which was okay because Aguero has dropped in price. And Kane is still due to go up, bizarrely. So if that happens, hopefully I can buy Aguero back in cheaper. Riz, any alternatives?
Well, I'd say Liam has got Jimenez. I'd probably go Jimenez.
Oh, you haven't got Jimenez. We'll talk about Wolves when we get to that one then. Tottenham,
Just based on the fixtures, sorry mate.
my other ones, as you can see from my draft, I've got both Son and Ericsson and Kane. I was planning on doing the triple up, but found out some crucial information that after every Champions League game, Tottenham have struggled in their subsequent league game. Yeah, against reasonably easy teams like Cardiff, where everyone brought Kane in and captain him, some even triple captain him, and they struggled. They got a 1-0 win. They lost to someone else. They lost to Burnley or someone like that. So basically, they struggled. So I'm not going all in. Yeah. Obviously, won't have Kane. I'm thinking similar strategy to KDB. I'm thinking of going Ericsson. I think he's a safe bet. Son again might have the higher ceiling like Sterling, but will get rested. Yeah, because they've got these important Champions League games, and one of their games is Huddersfield in 34. So somebody's going to get rested.
Will be.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I think Ericsson is a constant. He is their creative force. So I'm going to gamble on Ericsson. Your thoughts on Spurs?
Yeah, Kane to Aguero for me, and then unfortunately that doesn't leave enough money to bring in somebody like your Son or your Ericsson unless I start doing more jiggery pokery or going Sterling down to KDB, for instance, like you were saying.
Yeah.
That's the only way I could sort of bring somebody in. But you know, he doesn't rest him, does he? I think Son will play 270 minutes, 360 minutes.
He might just rest him. We never know. He's been rested recently, hasn't he? One game.
He's played quite a lot of football this season,
He
so
has.
especially with international.
No, it's just Poch's style. And yeah, it's tricky. I'm not touching the Spurs defence.
Yeah. Even though Trippier, a lot of people gone in on Trippier, but
Trippier's out of favour. The rumour has it he's going in the summer.
being sold apparently. Yeah. So Lloris, again, it's expensive because like Liam's struggling for money. It's because he's got Alisson in the squad. Yeah, and he's thinking of going Edison. So that's why I've gone budget. Arsenal, I had Leno. I'm having doubts. I had Kolasinac. I took him out after the Everton game. Apart from that,
The only player of Arsenal I'd have is Ramsey.
but I'd love to have Ramsey.
I mean, if you're looking at prices in terms of that way, and you're
Value,
talking about value and stuff like that, he's a player that he's pretty much in decent nick at the minute, and
He's got a yellow flag again. Constantly injured, that's number one. And two is the midfield is rotated so much, home and away. So I'd love to get Ramsey. I agree with you, I'm a big fan of Ramsey, but can't go near him. And Lacazette and Aubameyang just not convinced.
Too inconsistent.
Yeah. So Arsenal fairly easy there, and the result against Everton made the decision easier, I think. United. Now I haven't got any United. I've got rid of Pogba. I'd got rid of Rashford earlier than that, and I got rid of Lindelof after he got me 1 point in double game week 32. So your thoughts on
You're not a
United?
bitter man, are you?
I hate it.
Yeah, but looking at Pogba, he's done nothing for about 5 game weeks, including a -1, which was a fucking
captain him. -2.
Yeah. Thanks, Tarek. Just had to bring that up, didn't you? Could have left it hanging, but no. Yeah, which was rather annoying. So based on that form, I think his head's turned again by it's coming to the end of the season, even though there's Champions Leagues and things tonight still to play for. It'll be interesting to see if his performance raises for Europe. I think his head's turned by Madrid, and I think he's a bit of a twat.
I think with the exception, I probably won't have anyone apart from maybe Luke Shaw or Lindelof. They're the only two I would consider.
I'm actually considering Rashford. If when I downgrade Sterling and I move on Son, because I want to get Jota in as well. You'll notice we'll talk about Liverpool, we've both got rid of Salah, we've got Mane in. But if I have enough money, I might consider upgrading Deeney to Rashford. But again, it depends on what, if Lukaku's playing, Rashford's output is kaput basically. Yeah. So iffy again with United, even though their fixtures are running towards the end of the season, is really good after City.
They are.
Yeah. So definitely, I think the last 2 game weeks, 35 and 36, you've got Cardiff away and you've got someone else. So we'll be keeping my eye on United assets, but not right now. Next one that I am, Wolves. Yeah, personally, I'm up for a Wolves triple up. I think I probably will end up doing a Wolves triple up with Jimenez definitely starting for me. I don't think I've had him in my squad, and I'm excited to get him in.
I had him when I had him early on in the season, and I used to bench him, and then all of a sudden
he used to get the points, yeah. So I'm excited to get Jimenez in. I'm going to be getting Jota in and trying to play him, and I will have a cheap defender for my bench boost. Yourself, Liam?
Jimenez was the main one I was looking at, but I think it was money and partially fixtures that we'll come to next, which is why I dropped down to Deeney.
Right.
Because obviously, if you're looking at the attack, I've got Kane, Vardy, and Deeney, so that's...
You probably get him in if you downgrade to Aguero.
Yeah. I think there'd be enough.
Because Jimenez is the only player who's nailed in my squad.
Yeah.
Apart from Manny and Robertson. He's the number one who's come in my wild card straight away, and I thought, I'm not changing him.
And they've signed him now, 30 million as well.
Yeah, bargain. So yeah, triple up on Wolves, I'd say, personally.
Defence, I'm not sure.
Defence is not reliable, but a cheap defender for your bench boost.
Yeah.
And, you know, an
Consideration,
yeah. Unless, because the only cheap ones, as you can see, I put a couple of cheap ones, the other ones are Watford defender, Kiko Femenia, or Duffy or Dunk. Valerie is the one who's very good, who I will be playing for Southampton. Yeah, very cheap, but he'll be playing for me. Quickly moving on to, where are we up to? Watford.
Delafeu, has to be Delafeu.
I've triple upped, but not through. You know, Deeney was the only one really. They've got a double game week of Huddersfield and Southampton, and then they're playing a few of the big boys. But Deeney likes it against the big boys. They're playing Arsenal for instance.
He loves to bully us off too, doesn't he?
To be whilst Jimenez is looking sharp, there's something about Deeney I'm just drawn to him.
Yeah.
Well, he's on a high after scoring that winner in the FA Cup.
Yeah.
He's absolutely buzzing. The whole squad will be.
Took him to penalties in extra time when he scored his pen last minute.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Are they going to be fatigued?
No.
No?
I don't think so. They're what they get paid for, aren't it?
True. And Kiko Femenia, you'll notice on yours has a yellow flag, on mine he doesn't. It's because your screenshot is a more recent one, just today. So for some reason, you got a yellow flag, so I have to keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
As does Delafeu. So, but Decore is very much a good option. Because we were talking last week, Deeney actually came out and said that the reason, again, Delafeu not secure because he got hooked at half-time for Andre Gray. Deeney has come out and said he prefers playing with Andre Gray, who plays up alongside him, or just off him, which pushes Decore up, gives him a bit of a freer role. Definitely. So that's why both Decore has been benefiting and Delafeu hasn't.
Totally knew that, that's why I got Decore in as well.
Brilliant, excellent.
So yeah, Decore, very good option, very cheap option. 5 point. I mean, there's a few midfielders at that price, isn't there? You got Ward-Prowse at 5-1, Decore 5-9, Jota's 6-1, and Jota's due to go up tonight.
Right.
Yeah, he might possibly extend that till tomorrow night. That's thoughts on Watford. Defence really.
No.
Not bench boost, bench fodder, possibly, but again, Kiko Femenia, I only saw him in your team, or saw him you talk about him, that's why I put him in, but I'll be looking for better options, but I don't know.
Yeah, he was just there more as a, put him in.
Price-wise, it's good.
Yeah,
that was it more. It was looking more for later on in the season, you know, when you...
Yeah.
So after these couple of game weeks, that just...
Saints then?
The Saints are coming.
Obvious one you mentioned.
Saints got margin.
Or bakery, as it keeps correcting to on my...
Baker, yeah.
Okay.
Bakery, whether it makes me rise, I don't know.
But Saints is my other team alongside Wolves of the sort of...
the other team, because Liverpool keep buying the players.
Middling teams. Middling teams who I was excited about getting in their players like Angus Gunn, like Valerie. Ward-Prowse is in there, but he's recently dipped. His form has dipped recently. He's not as in form as he was 2-3 weeks ago. So let's see what happens there. But Valerie and Gunn are definitely staying in my squad.
Okay.
Yours, Saints?
Valerie, without a doubt, the Saints are coming, as the skid sang. 4.1, you can't resist that, can you?
Not that.
Do you remember that Wan-Bissaka price when he first came in?
That's brilliant.
Watch him go up
He
to 5,
is,
6.
You know he's playing, don't you? At that price, you're foolish not to have him really.
And strike a ball.
Yeah. Anyone else who is surprisingly no strikers stand out for Saints?
I mean, apart from you got Shane Long and
they rotate too often, don't they? They're all bloody injured. They've got a squad of the most injury-prone strikers in the league.
It's probably their midfield. I mean, Redmond is probably another sharp ball. I've not really seen a great deal of him. Well, he can turn a game on his day, but
Bertrand possibly. He's not the most informed defender.
Well,
but
Bertrand's gone down for a long time, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah.
And he's not really been doing it. There's better right backs, left backs out there.
True. There you go, that's the nailed ones for Southampton. Lastly then, Brighton. I've already given you my thoughts on
That'll give
Brighton.
me mine, so I'll over to you.
Duffy, because I've just got him in. He's there anyway, so if he's got a couple of double game weeks, it seems foolish to get rid of him, to be honest. If I've already got him in, you know, the chance of
True.
double points. So yeah, apart from that, Murray, I wish I'd left him in. I wish I did.
Well, I'm only going to have Duffy or Donk if I can't afford anyone else. That's right then, that's the double game week players then. Quick couple of points on the single game week players. The Liverpool players we've mentioned, both of us have got rid of Salah now. Got Mane in. I've looked at, researched the underlying stats. Salah is playing out wide on the wing again. He's actually getting less shots and clear-cut chances and big chances. He's not creating them as much as well. He's taking more touches in the penalty box, which actually, if you're watching Liverpool, translates as he's hesitant.
He's faffing around.
He's just not sharp. He's not confident. Again, like the game yesterday, he had chances and he's just taken the touch too much. Yeah, like the song, the AC/DC one from last week. Yeah, so Mane's in. Hopefully he'll deliver. So again, going back to my point on last week, says that I'm not entirely prioritising my squad for double game week players. We're keeping the informed players. Mane is in form. Robertson, cannot get rid of Robertson. Robertson is the only player who I've had in the team since game week 1. He's going nowhere. He's outscored every single striker in the game. Yeah, he has more FPL points. That's what I'm talking about, not actual goals and assists. He's got more FPL points than any striker in the game, so he's going nowhere.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Final thoughts.
Single game week for me as well. Sorry.
Sorry, yeah.
No, sorry.
He's like, I'm on passe.
Yeah, so I've got another couple of single game week players as well, Vardy and Tielemans. I'm thinking of leaving them both in for Leicester because who do they play?
Newcastle
next.
Newcastle next, yeah.
And then after that it's West Ham. And then the last 3 games look absolutely shocking. So they'll probably both be moved out by then. But they're playing Newcastle and West Ham, it seems a bit daft.
Newcastle at home on Friday night,
yeah.
and West Ham away.
Well, have you seen the last 3? Arsenal, City, Chelsea?
Oh yeah, they'll be gone.
Here's the thing. I think those last 3, Arsenal at home, City away, Chelsea at home. Arsenal and Chelsea, they will get something.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah, especially the way they're in form right now. And they're buzzing, they've got a manager they like.
4 out of 5 now.
Yeah.
The only game they lost was that
so,
1 to Watford, wasn't it?
They're currently still in my squad. But obviously I've shown you the draft, I've taken them out. I've got Tielemans and Vardy.
Coolio.
I'm really tempted by Vardy to keep him, but it's just the money. It's just the money, isn't it?
It is. The ones around 9 are a bit of a bugger, like your Rashfords are in the 7s, isn't it?
Yeah.
That couple of million can make all the difference in the world.
Everton, I'm single game week players. We've mentioned already, Pickford is the most informed goalkeeper at the moment. Digne and Coleman are up there in the top 5 informed defenders, top 3 even possibly. Yeah. And I'm tempted. I want to try and get one of. They're both 5.2. Coleman's just slightly edging it, but I'd be happy to get either in. I'm happy to say. I'm not reluctant to say that. So if I can save money somewhere, the likes of Conor Cody or Kiko Femenia or Dunk, I'd rather have Digne in for a single game week because Everton's fixtures, we've already mentioned them, haven't they? They're fairly decent, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're not bad. So what are your thoughts on Everton? Tempted at all by Pickford or their defence?
Not overly. They're in a bit of a purple patch, aren't they, or a comparative purple patch. The only thing really for me is the fixtures that...
Fulham away next week, this week.
You've got to get the Iceman in, right?
Siggy, he's the only midfielder who's in form for them. And their attack is not in form, so it's too expensive, Riz.
About 7, really.
7.3 for a single game week player.
Against Fulham.
Against Fulham, true. But then again, this is Everton.
I am expecting a slip-up, this is the problem.
They've done well past 5 games now, they've kept clean sheets.
Yeah.
4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6, something like that. But yeah, you know the minute I get them in, yeah, they're gonna have a.
Yeah, stay away from them.
Last one then. Miguel threw this in as well. The most informed midfielder in the game right now. Who is it?
Mane and Hazard.
Hazard. Mr. Hazard. The the troll under the bridge.
Yes.
Do we get him? Do we not get him? Do we, torment ourselves?
What are Chelsea's fixtures? What are their fixtures?
Let's have a gander.
I think, yeah, purely because Sarri seems to have realised that there's a way to actually play football with having Callum Hudson-Odoi in the team. And
True, actually. Hudson-Odoi
slightly
done well.
different with Jorginho and Kante playing in a more
Right.
suitable role.
Here's the facts then. Sorry, Rhys, cut you off there.
Right.
43 points in the last 5 games, which is a heck of a lot more than.
Shit hot.
Yeah. Liverpool away this coming game week, on the whatever day that is, 14th. Sunday, I'm guessing. Sunday.
Yeah, half 4, every Sunday.
I can see there's every possibility he will score against us. Yeah, every chance. But equally, there's every chance he is anonymous.
Yeah.
Against
Gets
big
you 2
VVD.
points. Yeah, gets you 2 points. Yeah, and VVD empties him out in the laundry at the end of the game out of his back pocket. Yeah. And then he's got Burnley at home, United away, Watford at home, Leicester away.
They don't inspire me. They're not inspiring fixtures. This is the
They're
thing.
not, and they're not an inspiring team.
No.
You can't
I think
afford.
it's too much for an inconsistent. Well, I say inconsistent. For a player who's pretty much second from midfielders, I think in terms of points, I think he's just behind Salah.
Let's have a look.
Ahead of, or just ahead of, or just behind Salah.
Total score, yeah.
Yeah.
1 point behind Salah. Yeah. There's 1
And
point.
again, that is price. I mean, Sterling's after third, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Sterling, yeah. So, we say inconsistent. It's just
Well, he
on
is,
any match day.
It's
Look,
a bit like,
He's accumulated a total number of points, but
Let's have a look at his points, yeah?
It's a bit like Aubameyang for me. Like, he does nothing and then he'll get you 2 or 3 goals,
Yeah.
and then do nothing again. I found that with Hazard.
Same.
From game week 25, Eden Hazard. 15 points against Huddersfield. Everyone, Higuain got some points in that game and he's got nothing since. But then, 2 points, 1 point, 6 points, 10 points, 2 points, 1 point, 14 points, 16 points. So he's due another 2 or a 1 against us this week.
Based on, big
Yeah.
score 2 or 3 off, big score 2 off.
6 at best, he might
Yeah.
get. 7.
Who's the thing? His team is.
Wolves at home, Brighton at home, West Ham at home, Huddersfield at home. So he's a flat track
Typical at home,
basically.
basically.
That track, really.
Yeah, Watford away was his other double digit in game week 19. Brighton away, sack it. No
Yeah.
chance. Miguel, hope that answers your question.
He's going to get
Not
hat-tricks
that
every game,
close.
though, and he just to piss us off. It's going to happen.
That, I think, is about it, unless you could got one final question.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I got one. But,
Go for it.
well, it's not final, but yours will be the final.
No, go for it, yeah, go on.
Firmino. No one seems to be talking about him.
Bobby.
Bobby.
Is a legend. I'll talk all night about Bobby if you want.
So I'm just saying in terms of
I'd rather you didn't.
his form of late and the price. We were talking about strikers before, saying that downgrading Kane to Aguero. Potentially.
I'll tell you
on his
why
choice.
I haven't considered him all season. Because
He's too nice and unselfish.
he's got beautiful teeth. I wish I had teeth like that. Yeah. But basically because when he's played the number 10 behind Salah, and now when he's back as a false 9 with Salah on the wing, his underlying stats are basically saying he is an assister. He is not
He's had a sex change.
not a creative midfielder as such, but he's become the assister. He's become the pivot. A lot like what Aguero has. A couple of games where I've cracked into Aguero and he's got bloody nothing. But he's setting up, assisting the assister. So that's why he's not out and out
Fair
scoring.
play.
Yeah.
Fair play.
And that's why the likes of Vardy and Deeney and Jimenez are so tempting, and Rondon,
Pivotal, yeah.
super Rondon, because they are actually still playing as strikers, as centre forwards,
Yeah.
but Aguero and so I hope that answers your question. But I love him to bits. He's doing a great job. But for FPL,
Don't get him.
yeah. Last and final question we're going to end on from our friend Miguel as well. He asks, how can Liam overtake Miguel in the FTB League?
He's taking a piss.
What's your plan of action? Because we need to.
You got something to say to him? Look, face the camera.
Yeah.
I know, yeah. Do we go down the Hulk Hogan route and cut a promo, or do we just be gracious and...
We need to cut this essay down.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, go full on Conor McGregor, you fucking mook. I'm happy. It's it's always fair in love and war. But it's pissing me off a bit now because it's the last few weeks of the season, and I didn't think I'd be down. I'm not doing too bad, but it's been one of them years. But
it has. You've solidly been right there, stuck. 50, 60.
Solid 30s now, then solid 50, 60.
Yeah.
It's just fucking Imodium, like I said. It's the Imodium campaign sponsor. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to wager? Don't know how we'll do it, but we'll fucking have a wager.
Let's not remind him of his other one.
Yeah,
What was the other one?
If he finishes inside top 50, we've got to give him an athletic shirt.
Yeah. It's not a meal. I thought it was a meal.
The meal was if us three finished in top 25, he would take us for a meal. But I don't think that stands anymore because Riz doesn't have a team anymore. They're nowhere near the top 25.
I'm not going to make.
I'm just literally hanging on to the top 25. Yeah? So
I may get my team back. You never know. For the running.
Anything could happen now. Anything could happen.
Crazy Keith.
But basically, yeah, give him final words. Shut it down.
Bring it on, motherfucker.
Ooh. Yeah, he doesn't really mean that.
I don't.
Hasta la vista.
I've used
Watch all these tweets come in now.
I've used about a piss bottle in the guy. I like you, my fave.
I think he likes you as well.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a bit of a bromance going on there.
Best of luck, my friend. Best of luck.
Yeah. Hope that's answered most of your questions, Miguel. Hopefully it's helped with your wildcard options in Game Week 35. That's us for now. We shall see you next week on the other side of Game Week 34, hopefully with more green arrows. We need those green arrows. Yeah, and we're off now to see United get a spanking.
I should argue, but it's probably going to happen now, isn't it? Let's be honest, it's probably going to happen.
Optimistic.
There's 2 legs, there's 2 legs!
2 legs, we're going to break both of them.
Ooh,
what happened to
yes.
PSG?
Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye!
Ta-da!